It's time! We're at the end of day 8. It is dark. I lasted a whole extra day, 8 days, yay. And I'm gonna drink something now. I'm very excited. I prepared, just to let you know, I prepared this very large cup of baking soda and water, and there was some ice in it, but it has since melted because I've been setting up lights and doing all the things you do before you have to film something. But I didn't really count the ratio this time just because I kind of know. I've read different things. You can put a teaspoon of baking soda in 8 to 16 ounces of water. This is probably a tablespoon and a half for a vessel this large. You know what? Hold on. I'll tell you the reason in a second. Okay. That is the first thing I've had to drink since last Friday. Yeah, so it's day 8. Welcome, everyone. Let me get you all in here and settled. Thanks so much for being here, by the way. It's been now 8 days of you guys watching me do this, and I appreciate it. So let's just start there. And to give you a little bit of history, just in case you haven't been watching all the videos, I have been on an 8-day dry fast that started last Friday night, basically, when I finished dinner and had my pre-fast baking soda water. And I'll explain that in a minute. It, I guess, started when I went to bed that night, and then the first full day of it was last Saturday. And now we're at this Saturday, so Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we're at 8 days. And it was originally going to be, if you watch the first video, a 21-day fast split evenly over 3 types of fasts with 7 days in each fasting type. So 7 days dry, 7 days on snake juice or modified snake juice, which I'm also about to explain. And then 7 days of like a personal fasting that I basically created called All Liquids, which when we get closer to that week, I'll explain more what that is. So Thursday, day 6, right? I told you guys I was thinking about doing an extension, and we were going to see how I felt on Friday and then make the decision then. And so I made the decision to go the extra day. But to be honest, this was the hardest day of the whole thing, which makes sense because this is the last day of it. This is the longest amount of time I've ever been dry, except for the 9-day dry fast that I did last summer, which many of you have already seen videos for. Today, I felt way more fatigued than I was expecting, and a little bit of that dry mouth that I mentioned was missing in day 6. So when I brushed my teeth this morning, it definitely felt like, oh, whoa, yeah, there's a real difference here. And to be honest, I have a very hectic life, and so I usually give myself the first couple of hours on a Saturday to recharge. And this week was no different, but I found myself at the point when I would normally get up and start doing things, not wanting to move very much. And if you watched any of last year's extended dry fast, I think day 8 was called I Almost Gave Up or something like that. So apparently 8 days of dry fasting is a threshold for me. 7 days of dry fasting, no big deal. I was at work on Friday, yesterday, and I felt fine. A little sleepy because I haven't been sleeping, but that didn't have anything to do with the fast. I made it through the day with no trouble whatsoever, but then when we crossed that threshold between 7 and 8, it's like the fast took over. And so I spent a lot of today laying on the couch, but I'm also doing some planning, as I mentioned in the day 7 video, to record an emergency episode of my podcast, which you can also see videos of that here. and I'll be posting it as soon as it's ready. But we're going to be filming that tomorrow. And so I had a bunch of pre-show planning to do today, which I could do from the couch. So it wasn't that big a deal. If I had had to go out today, I probably would have ended it before. But because I knew that today was going to be basically a mental work kind of day, I knew it would be all right. Now, I said I was going to go till sundown, and it is dark. So we're here. And you'll note, when I took that first sip, I put it down pretty quickly. Don't guzzle the water when you're going to break a long drive fast. You will get sick. Take slow sips. Now, it's probably going to take me 2 hours to finish this. Maybe more. Because I'm just going to do a little bit at a time. You will want to drink more. But part of fasting is developing and exercising self-control. That's also a big reason why I do it. Because I find myself lacking in self-control sometimes. And so I sort of use this transition into a fasting-focused lifestyle to help me work on that. And so taking small sips of water when you haven't had anything to drink in 8 days requires an immense amount of self-control, which is a good thing. So let me explain. Let's double back and explain why. So the reason why there is baking soda in this water is to protect my and your, if you do this, kidneys. It's the difference between being alkaline and acidic. And the longer you go without ingesting water, the more acidic your body gets. And so if you just throw down regular water, you're not rebalancing the pH of any of the fluids that are currently in your body after you've done 8 long days or 7 long days, anything past 3 days of going dry. So the baking soda works for that, and it works really well. The danger from what I've researched is that you can get kidney stones if you don't do it that way. And I don't want that to happen to you, and I really don't want that to happen to me. So and plus I love baking soda water. Here's just a little nostalgic throwback, but whenever I used to get like a stomachache as a kid, my mom would give me baking soda and water. And I never knew why it worked, but even as an adult, if I eat something or I eat too much or something's bothering me, I'll take a little bit of it and it just like makes me feel better. So I have a very friendly relationship with baking soda and water. Some people don't like it at all, but I'm not one of those people. I actually really like it to help alkalize my body before I started the fast. So that was last Friday night. And now I'm ending it doing the same thing. So we're talking about balancing pH. Protect your kidneys. The other thing I wanted to explain to you guys is where we're heading next, which is snake juice time. Now, there's a Canadian guy named Cole. He runs this whole big channel and system called the Snake Diet. Really helpful guy. His videos might be too abrasive for some people, but I actually really love direct communication, so they speak to me. He's the person that kind of inspired me to go fasting focused, and so I appreciate him for that. But one of his biggest methods is using a drink called snake juice while you fast. And his protocols are shorter. They're going like maybe 48 or 72 hours of fasting, drinking snake juice, eating one meal, and then jumping back into another 48. So basically you're just switching back and forth and letting yourself eat one good meal every 2 to 3 days, and then going back, and you do that over and over again until you get the desired results. And if you want, you can throw dry fasting in there as well. I did some of that last year over the winter and spring of 2019. But here's the problem. I don't like snake juice. It's a combination of baking soda, which I like, salt, which who doesn't like salt, but there's this extra additive that gives you potassium. It just has this aftertaste that bothers me. And so snake juice fasting is really hard for me. I will take a dry fast any day over a snake juice fast. And to be honest, if I float back into a day or two of dry fasting in the next week, don't blame me. I'm going to try though. To help me along with the snake juice, I have purchased 2 things that are going to help. You guys, I went to the grocery store yesterday after having not eaten for 7 days, and I only bought two things: apple cider vinegar and lemon juice. So, yay for that. Um, Both apple cider vinegar, yay, Bragg's, this is the one most people use, and you've got to get the one that has the mother in it. Bragg's is pretty reliable. And lemon juice. Both of these are organic and both have 0 calories in small quantities. So I am hoping that I took them out of the refrigerator, so there's like condensation up the wazoo, but you can see what they are. They are going to help. Well, apple cider vinegar has a ton. You can research it because I don't want to make this any longer than it already is. A ton of health benefits. You can never go wrong with apple cider vinegar. Lemon juice also helps you to detox. And so in this next phase of this, because of course fasting is detoxing, as your body is going through autophagy, which is the process of essentially cannibalizing itself. It's also getting rid of all the negative material out of your cells and out of the other parts of your body that aren't supposed to be there, which is one of the reasons why it's so healthy. But lemon juice aids in detox, and neither of those things are going to add calories, so they are not fast-breaking liquids. And I'll just be putting small quantities in the snake juice, basically to break the taste and also to help with the detox process. I think that's all I wanted to go through as far as breaking an extended fast and the reasons why and where we're going next. I really think it's going to take me 2 hours to finish. If I remember, I will let you know the exact time. But thanks so much for being here on this journey with me, you guys. This is turning out to be more fun than I thought it would be. It's a lot of work to produce videos every single day and also work full time. But the feedback you've been giving me has been phenomenal, and I hugely appreciate it. This community is kind of unto its own. We're like a little enclave. But if you know people who are interested in fasting and they're sort of bewildered, they don't know where to go next, send them my way, and we can all just start going down this road together, because fasting gets hard. And if you have someone that you know is like cheering you on and encouraging you and supporting you, I feel like we could all use extra support during these tumultuous days, then all the better. So I will do anything I can to help you guys, and thank you so much for being here. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.